Welcome back, fellow travelers on this journey through the labyrinth of fame and emotion. You are tuned into Mr. Magazine, the only frequency that cuts through the static of the gossip world to bring you the symphony of the human experience. Today, we are packing our bags, metaphorically, of course, and following the trail of a couple who has mastered the delicate art of disappearing in plain sight. We are turning our gaze toward Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda, a duo whose chemistry has always generated a buzz, but whose recent actions have sparked a different kind of curiosity, the curiosity of silence. Following a birthday celebration that felt less like a party and more like a sanctuary, they chose to vanish, leaving the chaotic streets of Istanbul for a destination defined by its whispers rather than its shouts. We are here to decode the clues, to analyze the digital detox, and to understand why, sometimes, the most romantic move a couple can make is to close the door to the world. But before we board this flight into their private universe, I have a request for you, the true connoisseurs of storytelling. If you appreciate the way we take a simple news item and turn it into a narrative experience, please subscribe to our channel right now. Join our expedition. And for those who want to travel first class with us, the Join button is your ticket to exclusive insights and a closer connection with our editorial team. Your support is the wind beneath our wings. Don't forget to like this video to help us reach more dreamers, and turn on notifications so you never miss a departure. Now, let's follow the footsteps of Gökberk and Cemre. There are moments in the relentless timeline of celebrity life when the noise becomes deafening, when the flashbulbs cease to be flattering and start to feel like an interrogation. It was precisely at such a juncture, immediately following the intimate yet vibrant celebration of Gökberk Yıldırım's birthday, that he and Cemre Arda made a conscious decision to step off the carousel. The birthday party itself was a prelude to this escape. It was celebrated in a cozy, almost hermetic setting, protected by a phalanx of trusted friends who understand the value of discretion. Witnesses describe an energy in the room that was palpable, not the frenetic energy of a wild bash, but the warm, glowing hum of genuine connection. There were knowing glances exchanged across the room, smiles that spoke a language far more articulate than words, and a pervasive feeling that everyone present wanted to suspend time, to claim these hours solely for themselves. It is no surprise, then, that as soon as the last candle was blown out and the final lights of the party dimmed, the idea of a more substantial retreat took root. The desire to treat themselves to a break, to find a space where they could breathe in unison without the world watching, became an imperative. And so, a journey began. It was a departure determined not by a schedule, but by the sheer necessity of the soul. According to those within their inner circle, the logistics of their exit were handled with the precision of a covert operation. Rumors of their departure spread through the city like wildfire, but the couple moved with the stealth of shadows. Some sources swear that they chose to travel to the airport in separate vehicles, staggering their arrival times to avoid the spectacle of a joint entrance, scouting out the least crowded terminals to ensure they could slip away undetected. This was not a couple seeking attention, this was a couple seeking preservation. What awaited them on the other side of that flight? While the specific coordinates remain a closely guarded secret, the whispers from the travel logs of the elite speak of a European city renowned for its quiet, romantic atmosphere. We are picturing a place where the history is etched into the cobblestones, where the streets seem to sigh softly under the weight of centuries, and where the alleys twist and turn like the plot of a Gothic novel, offering endless hiding places for lovers. In this atmospheric backdrop, Gökberk Yıldırım's style reportedly shifted to one of sporty elegance, light jackets perfect for the unpredictable European weather, clean sneakers ready for miles of exploration, and the relaxed demeanor of a man who has temporarily laid down the burden of his public persona. Observers, had they been close enough to see through the mist, would have noticed the protective aura he cast around Cemre. It was in the kindness of small gestures, guiding her away from the chaotic main streets, shielding her from the wind, that his devotion was most visible. These are the attentions that do not shout for an audience, they remain silent because they are the secret language of a couple that understands each other without speaking. I want to pause our journey for a moment and ask you, the thoughtful viewers of Mr. Magazine, have you ever felt the need to just unplug and disappear with someone you love? In this age of constant connectivity, do you think a digital detox is the ultimate test of a relationship? I would love to hear your stories of escape and reconnect in the comments below. Share your dream destination for a quiet getaway. And while you are down there typing your travel fantasies, remember that hitting the like button helps this video find other souls who value privacy and romance. If you really want to support our detailed storytelling, consider checking out the join button. It's the best way to keep these scripts coming. This vacation was designed to be more than just a pause, it was a recalibration. Rumor has it that the trip was planned as a strategic retreat, a way to refocus on what the whirlwind of the television season had disrupted. The fact that they chose not to flaunt every cappuccino or sunset on Instagram has been interpreted by cultural commentators as evidence of a profound new awareness. True complicity does not require a stage. A table set for two in a dimly lit bistro, a slow walk along a riverbank, a conversation that lasts until the stars fade, these are the currencies of a real relationship. Their official silence feels calculated, yet not cold. It is the modesty of those who are protecting the essential. According to confidants, both Gökberk and Cemre made a pact to unplug from their phones, with the stated intention of living their hours unfiltered by a screen. It is said that Cemre Arda herself confided to a friend, "We want to unplug and enjoy the moment." That intention acted as their compass, guiding their days from the early morning mist to the last rays of twilight. In the city where they landed, the rhythm of life is simple, engraved in the breathing of those who have found calm. We imagine gentle wake-ups without alarm clocks, long strides through discreet, non-touristy neighborhoods, and a keen curiosity for the details that make a place unique. They sought out the hidden gems, a silent bookshop tucked behind a weather-beaten green door, a shop smelling of yeast and freshly baked bread, an artisan's window display filled with objects steeped in history. They carefully avoided the grand monuments and the selfie-stick crowds, preferring small boutiques and internal courtyards where time seems to make less noise. There is, of course, the inevitable question of the future. Is this getaway a prelude to a grand announcement? Are Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda planning something bigger, perhaps a wedding? Close sources are quick to temper these expectations, not yet. They are not talking about marriage, at least not in the immediate sense. However, those who know them well understand that they now consider each other a constant at a presence in each other's lives that is measured not by public announcements, but by the way they listen, wait, and reconnect. This vacation has reportedly helped them brush away the dust of recent tensions, the grueling pace of their work schedules, the weekly rumors that keep them on edge, and the invasive stares of the public. Here, far from it all, they have carved out a quiet corner where they can gather their thoughts and heal. Their approach to social media during this trip has been a masterclass in aesthetic restraint. The few images that have surfaced were calibrated like words weighed in the palm of a hand. An ancient wooden door, a curtain filtering milky afternoon light, a shared plate of pasta captured from an angle that reveals only a second fork, these are not updates, they are impressions. Even more striking than what they show is what they choose not to show. It is as if they are telling us, what matters is right here, between us, but you can stay with us in spirit. Gökberk's role in this dynamic appears to be one of guardianship. He would have been particularly careful to protect Cemre's spaces, allowing her the freedom to just be. Cemre, in turn, with her watchful sweetness, seems to have provided the gentle rhythm to their hours, acting like a metronome marking the right time for rest and activity. Those in the know report that between one walk and another, serious conversations about the future emerged. These were not ultimatums or promises set in stone, but rather desires aligning like stars. They discussed professional projects that do not trample on each other's ambitions, dreams that respect their individuality, and the knowledge that the right choices are made when both partners feel truly seen. This mental clarity would explain why, upon their return, both are expected to appear more determined and brilliant in their work, as if the trip had cleaned the windows of their minds. It is being talked about everywhere, the buzz is inevitable. Every move Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda make keeps our eyes glued to the screens, and this getaway has doubled our attention. Some fans are betting on an extension of the vacation, hoping they will stay away just a little longer. Others are already imagining the airport shot upon their return, analyzing body language for clues. Some are hoping for a definitive hand-in-hand photo that will silence the skeptics once and for all. But perhaps the point is entirely different. They do not want to silence anyone. They want to listen to each other. And so, rather than waiting for an image, it is worth waiting for the gentle traces they themselves have chosen to leave behind: a shot of the sky, a reflection in a window, a stylistic detail of a coat, a laugh captured from behind. Meanwhile, the gossip world is questioning itself, making and unmaking theories. Some swear they met them in a garden where the grass smells of morning water. Some claim to have heard their footsteps on a worn stone staircase in a historic district. Some describe a scene so simple it seems like a frame from a romantic movie: 2 steaming cups of coffee, an open book, and a silence that says everything that needs to be said. And all around them, the murmur of a city that welcomed them without invading them. Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda have written a silent and luminous page in their story, using an invisible pen called shared time. Upon their return, they will step back onto the stages, into the sets, and under the lights. The questions from the press will likely be the same as always. But something in them will have changed slightly. They will carry the memory of those quiet streets and that shared silence, a secret armor against the noise of the world. Thank you for traveling with us today on Mr. Magazine. It has been a pleasure to explore this beautiful narrative of escape and connection with you. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the art of vanishing, please subscribe to our channel. We have many more stories to tell. And remember that the join button is there for those who want to support independent, thoughtful magazine reporting. Until next time, may you find your own quiet corner in this noisy world. Goodbye.